Silver Fox.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Goldilocks and the Silver Fox. I'm Carl.
I'm Joanne.
And
Well, I'd like to start off the day with our theme song. I'd like to talk about that. I'd like to tell our friends how we came up with it, and I can't say we because it was really all you.
well, all right. So first of all, we don't really take a whole lot seriously. So
Right.
You got to understand that.
We gotta have
first
fun.
and foremost.
Yes.
Nothing we do is super professional. We
No.
just like to laugh
We're having a good time.
and like to have fun.
Yeah.
So hence that's how the little theme song came about.
Right.
And so this podcast is just going to be about stories and different things that we're doing. But so this little song it just popped in my head. Kind of, Joanne came up with the name for Goldilocks.
Yeah.
and the Silver
So
Fox.
let's start off with that. So like a year ago, when I was thinking about doing a podcast or even just like a vlog of he and I or just something like that, like a joint channel. We both have our own channels besides this, but I was thinking about something that we could do together. And I don't know how I came up with Goldilocks and the Silver Fox, but I did. So we've had this, well, yes, but I've had this name sort of rummaging around for a while now. And then Carl, he likes music and he plays instruments, and it was like feeling like he needed to do like a little theme song.
Yeah, so
Right.
yeah. So we've played in bands. My daughter Amanda is very creative. She kind of did a lot of this stuff on the computer. We just sat down and literally just knocked it out. It's kind of just absolutely silly, and some of the mistakes that we did, we left in it just because we thought it was humorous.
If you listen closely at the end of it, I'm going to pop it in here. If you listen closely at the end, there's a little, would we call it a blooper? It was just kind of a, you couldn't have done it if
Yeah.
you would have tried. It was...
Yes, yeah. So yeah, the second chorus is kind of us just all kind of singing in different octaves, and then I don't know where it happened, but somehow it was recording, and Amanda said something. And I'm like, what? and the next thing, she's like, oh, and we left that in. So that's part of our theme song now.
So I just wanted to share with you guys how we came up with our theme song, and I think even though it's kind of goofy and all that, I think it's cool that we literally have our own theme song that we created.
Yeah, and it's absolutely goofy, but it's
Yeah,
us.
it is us, and it's awesome.
Goldilocks and the Silver Fox. Goldilocks and the Silver Fox.
What?
So I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. And what happened in your week this week? Anything interesting, Carl?
I can't really think of anything this week. How about you? Come back to me in a second. How about anything interesting in your week this week?
No. No.
We
No.
apparently have boring lives.
We really don't, actually. We're some of the busiest people that I know. I actually don't know very many people that are actually as busy as we are.
So here, just to kind of let you guys in on what we do. We do love to have fun and laugh and just enjoy life. But I have a full-time job. I have a business. I have a business restoring cars. I've got a YouTube channel that follows me restoring cars. Joanne has her job, and then she also has a YouTube channel where she does a creating channel with that. And now we're doing a podcast.
Yep, we're doing a podcast.
And we don't have boring lives because we're
No.
very busy,
Yes.
but we don't actually get to go out and do too much sometimes because we're very busy.
Yeah. So let's talk about the movie. So we watched a movie a week ago, and it was very, Carl is Italian, and he was raised in an Italian lifestyle, if you will.
So anyways, yes, I was. It's interesting to me about cultures, and cultures have their own uniqueness, and a lot of times there's humor if you look for it. And there's a comedian, Sebastian Maniscalco, that I like, and he's very quirky, just like I am.
Yes, he's like a total germaphobe, and he's pretty funny and very quirky.
In some of his stand-up, there's a lot of stuff he says that I relate to.
Absolutely.
And the movie is about my father, is the name of the movie, is about my father, and it's Sebastian Maniscalco, and Robert De Niro plays his father. And it just brought back a lot of memories for me because my father was a lot like the character in the movie.
Yes.
And, Sebastian was a lot like me. And, sometimes you get wrapped up in life and you get, embarrassed by things, and then there's parts in the movies where he gets embarrassed by his father. But then he comes to realize that he loves those things about his father.
Right.
And, so it was very interesting. I found a lot of humor in the movie, and I really enjoyed that movie. One of the things in the movie, I forget how the line goes, but Robert De Niro says, family isn't just one thing, it's everything, or something to the effect.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, so, and it just, it's a lighthearted movie, and it's about family. So some of the things that I find humorous and kind of reminds me of my childhood that I find humor in is, my father was very old school Italian. My father was very, very stubborn, very, very set in his ways.
Oh, yes.
Things kind of were just like a one-sided thing.
Yeah.
My father was very caring in his own way, even though there was not a whole lot of affection in our household. We knew that we loved each other. And I knew my father loved me more than anything else. And it's kind of funny, I find humor in it, that, someone can love you with all their heart and still crush your spirit.
Oh, it's true. It's absolutely true. Yes. Yes.
And
I think he meant well.
He absolutely meant well.
Oh my goodness, he wanted to make every decision for you. Yeah. Absolutely.
And, as a young boy growing up or a young man growing up, I'm like, hey, Dad, I'm going to be a firefighter. What the hell you want to be a firefighter for? You need to have a trade. You need to be an electrician.
Yes.
Yes. So he's like, you got to get a trade. Things fall apart. You can't do this. So then one day I was like, well, I think I'm going to be an accountant. I want to get into finance. They're all crooks. You don't need to be in finance. What the hell? So, and then as a little kid, I'm like, well, I want to be a fighter pilot. Jesus Christ, what do you want to be a fighter pilot? So no matter what I did, it was, there was always something to it.
Right.
And he meant well, and I know that he meant well.
Yeah.
But it's like, come on, just support me in something.
Right. Right. Yes.
But anyways, so he was very stubborn in some ways like that, but he was just an absolute fireball of a character.
Yes, he was.
And some of that comes out in De Niro's character.
Yes.
In the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I did find humor in it.
Yeah, it was a really funny movie, yeah. Even though it had like this sentimental part to it, it was all about being funny and yet relatable. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
The best part, one of the parts I like, not giving away, well, I don't know, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
So, there's peacocks all over the movie when they go visit the parents, and there wasn't a whole lot of food to cook, so the dad got creative and made dinner for everybody, and one of the peacocks went missing.
Yeah, it's true.
And then they had to get rid of the evidence.
Yes, they did.
They're in the woods.
They had to get rid of the body.
So that just kind of, cracked me up
It
a
was
little
funny. It was funny, yeah. Yeah, there was some funny parts in it.
Yeah. And,
So my dad was not Italian. Now, my grandfather on my mom's side was 100% Italian. But my father was not Italian. My father was mostly English and Irish. And so when Carl and I got married, of course, Carl's dad, being Italian, had a lot of Italian friends. And my dad was so surprised because at the reception, all the Italians, first of all, they all give you an envelope with money. There's no box gifts. You get an envelope with money, which was great. But also, a lot of them were packing heat. And my dad he always was like, that was a mafia wedding. And it was so funny because my dad was never around that.
Yeah. And he was like, I've never been around so many Italians.
Right.
And they all had their little pinstripe suits on.
Yes.
Or suits.
Yes.
And for some reason, he's thinking they're all packing heat like the Godfather movie.
And a couple of them were, of course. But for him, that was huge. That was just amazing. Yeah. So it was pretty funny.
So he commented about that
all the time. Yeah.
But,
he always remembered that. Yeah. So it's kind of funny. Speaking of movies, I would really love to get Carl to see the Barbie movie. So that's out, as most of you would know. Not all of you would be aware of that, but it's out. And I actually heard it was actually really good, although I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But I would love to drag Carl kicking and screaming to see it, just to get his opinion and thoughts on it, and see if he if he can sit through it.
I'll go just for the humor side of it, but I may go just for popcorn and take a quick nap.
That's the truth of it, is the popcorn. Yeah, the popcorn. That's why he likes to go to a movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to slide right into segment 2 here of our podcast. For those of you that are watching this on video, we're going to play They're a 10 But. So what we do is we spin a spinner, pick a card, and then we're just going to have a little conversation about that. So Carl, would you like to go first?
Yeah, we did this in our last podcast.
Yes,
and
it's really fun.
It's pretty
funny.
humorous.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do it again, and hopefully it doesn't get old.
All right, so he picked a 2, which, you know, a 10 is hot, and 2 is not. So, but
Emphasis on the not.
On the not, yeah. But if you get a low scoring person, then their card though will have a positive attribute.
Right.
So what does your card say?
They're a 2, but they're best friends with your boss and can get you perks all of the time.
Oh, okay. So does it level them up in your mind? It definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they're a 2 and they can get you perks at work, what does that make them? If I was in that situation, I would say that would level them up to a 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd definitely say to level them up to at least a 5.
Yeah. I guess it would depend on, you know, where you worked and what the perks were. There could be some phenomenal perks.
Right.
If there were travel perks, that would for sure level them right up to a 7 for me.
Wow.
But if it was like a pizza restaurant, I could care less.
Oh, 10.
Well, see? So there you go.
Anything food related is gonna
You will
level
learn
it
that.
up
You will
way
learn
higher.
that. All right. So I just did a 10. I just pulled a 10 there, and so that means I got a hottie on my hands. But they have a bad trait, so let's take a look. Oh, they always cheat on you. No. So I'm going to try to refrain from saying swear words, but that would take them down to a 1. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't tolerate that. That's Okay, so go.
Yeah, that was a simple one.
Simple, very simple, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna level up to a 6.
Okay, so Carl's got a 6.
So there's 6. This
It's
is
a
kind
neutral
of a neutral
trait, yeah.
in the middle.
Yeah.
All right, so they're a 6, but they're the president of a cappella group, of an
Oh, a cappella group?
Acapella
So
group?
they sing a cappella? Oh no, it says Pella, of a cappella group. I have no idea what that means.
I don't either. So we'll say acapella.
I'm keeping them a 6.
No, cut that one. 'Cause
Makes no sense to us, so we don't know what that means. All right, so my turn.
So another little secret: we both have GEDs. So
That's not for the world to know.
Yeah.
All right. I got a 1, people, and so a 1 should have a positive trait. So I got a 1. They smell so amazing, it instantly turns you on. Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to level them up. Scent can be a very strong thing. So I'm going to level that. They're a 1, though. That's rough. I'll level them up to a 2. If they had been a 6, I'd probably take them to an 8. But
So they're a 1.
they're a 1. That's tough.
And their scent turns you on.
Yeah.
So they smell like a pizza?
Well, whatever turns you on. I didn't know I should get some perfume that smelled like pizza, but okay.
No, well, so Joanne's big into body washes and all these different things.
Yeah.
She's got some like cotton candy and
Oh my
watermelon.
gosh,
so,
yeah. I'm into
yeah.
the watermelon right now because it's summertime.
Yeah, so
But, you know.
now I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, he bought me one that was Fruit Loops, smells exactly like Fruit Loops. So good. So good.
Now-
Anyway, how do we get on that? You need to spin.
But so,
Oh, okay.
well, so
Okay.
that's kind of relating to this card.
Right, true.
You know, they're a 1, but they smell like Fruit Loops and
Right.
watermelon and cotton candy.
Mhm.
So, oh my goodness. So, a blindfold on with the lights out,
But smells great.
but smells great. I'll go 3.
Oh, okay.
Food's a big thing for me, apparently.
You still only went to a 3, though.
I know.
Okay.
So you go.
No, that's yours.
I just went, didn't I?
Yeah, it's fine. No, I was the smell one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Apparently, neither one of us pay attention. So, this one's a 5.
Mm-hmm.
They're a 5, but they have a dark and mysterious past that they never talk about.
Oof. All right. For me, I don't mind mysterious. That can be very cool. I don't like dark though. So dark, I gotta take them down to like a 1.
Wow.
If it's
really?
dark, I can't trust you. I can't trust you. I'm sorry. Yeah, no. Mysterious, I'm all good. Dark, no thank you.
Dark and
It's too weird.
mysterious.
Yeah, I don't like it.
So yeah, I don't know how to answer that, so I probably just leave it as a 5. So it thinks
okay.
me of the guy Joe from the show You.
Oh yeah, the show You. Yeah. Did you guys ever watch that? That was wild.
He comes across as a
It's
normal
like
guy.
so
but
nice
he's
and so normal. But he's like got issues.
He's got a dark and mysterious
Yeah,
past. So
he
anyway,
does have a dark, mysterious past and future. All right, I scored a 2. I didn't roll a 2, but I spun a 2, and it says, but they won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Who cares?
Well, I've known a lot of people that won the Nobel Peace Prize that, whatever. So they
So
won
this is
the
someone you
Nobel
know.
Peace Prize. Okay, I mean, I'm so happy for you, but I don't think that for me levels you up above a 2. I just, no.
No,
Good.
I'd actually bring him down to a 1, because then every time we talk, I have to sit and listen to how he won the Nobel Peace Prize and all his stories about that, and I could give a shit less. So
Man, Carl keeps
5.
going for 5s.
yeah.
Middle of the road. Let's see what we got.
All right, they're a 5. They've never left their hometown and never want to.
Okay, it's the never left their hometown. Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
We all don't have that opportunity.
Right.
But you gotta want to. I'm an adventurer in my soul. For me, you just so leveled down. Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
So-
You're maybe a 2 now.
What if their hometown is very adventurous?
It's not.
How do you know?
It's just not. A lifetime of it, you've seen it all. You've done all the adventures that your little town has to offer. So what about you?
It doesn't. They would stay a 5 for me.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they're not adventurous, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just.
You don't care that they don't want to go adventuring?
Um,
Some people like to be content and stay in their own place, and, you know, it's just not for me.
I can be content, but you know, Joanne is kind of the wild, adventurous one in our relationship.
For sure, yeah.
So she's always dragging me somewhere doing something.
it's
so
true,
I guess, you know, so that does open up my world.
It definitely opens up your
Because
world.
otherwise I'd probably be that guy just
Living in his garage,
plunking on my guitar, living in
Yeah,
the garage, working
yeah.
on cars. and,
doing
you know,
nothing else.
and eating pizza.
That is true. Anytime that I, like, if I go visit my sister, you know, which is if I'm going to go on a trip without Carl, it's usually go visit my sister. So if I could do that, he orders like this gigantic pizza from Jets, and then it like lasts them all week.
Yeah, I get the biggest pizza they get.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the deep dish.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 inches thick. And it's the greasiest pizza you ever had, but it's the best tasting pizza. And I literally can eat it all week long. And just, you know,
Yeah, so he doesn't have to cook.
well, I got it ready to go.
He barely has to clean.
Just, yeah. So, yeah, when I'm here home alone, instead of having a party with all my friends, I'm eating Jets pizza, watching a movie with the dog curled up on my lap.
Yeah, except for now we don't have a dog, but you
Well,
know,
that's
yeah,
how
it's
you
been a
say
while
it.
since I traveled.
Didn't want to bring that up, but you know. So,
All right, so it's my spin now. All right. Oh, I spun a 5, but they're only hot when they wear sunglasses. That's interesting because you know it's a funny thing about that. Some people, they have just great lips, a great jawline, and they are really attractive with their sunglasses on, and then they peel those babies off, and it's like, oh snap.
You're looking in like 2 different directions. You don't know which eye's looking at you.
Well, I wasn't gonna go there, but maybe they just don't have the greatest eyes, you know? So for me, you gotta hold your own with and without your sunglasses. So I'm gonna take them down to a 3.
So they're hot with glasses, but when they take the glasses off, it just says they're not
Yeah, it says they're only hot
with the glasses.
when they wear the sunglasses. Yeah.
So it'd be like the Elvis glasses with the gold rims and the...
I don't know what kind of glasses.
I need a mental picture
the
here.
It's not about the glasses. It's about what happens when they take them off.
The glasses make them hot, so I'm trying to figure out what kind
Well,
of
then
glasses.
whatever
make 'em hot.
glasses you like.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you can't say I'm leaving them the same. You have to level up or level down. That's the
I'm
new
going to
rule.
level down because I mean, so you walk up to someone and they're really hot and then they take off the glasses and it scares the shit out of you or startles you. So you're going to have to level them down.
Sure, level them down. Yeah.
Don't need to be startled.
Right, I went to a 3. Yeah.
I'll go 2 because
Okay.
apparently there's an issue if they take the glasses off and they're no longer hot.
Right. I spun a hot 10.
Whoa, okay.
But they're a huge conspiracy theorist. Well, and it says the word huge conspiracy theorist. So you know what? I don't have time for you.
No.
I mean, hey, listen, I like a conversation. I got no problem with having conversations. I have no problem with having an open mind. But no, it's too much for me. It's too much.
Yeah, years ago, it didn't seem to be a big deal. You only had a few people here and there that were kind of like conspiracies.
Yeah.
Now it's everywhere.
Because
Everything
of media, because of the ease of media.
Everything is a conspiracy.
Yes.
Now, and it's mentally draining.
It's mentally draining. It's draining.
exhausting.
It is because it's typically negative. It has a negative connotation to it. So.
Yeah, I feel like it's all negative.
Yeah. So if they were a huge one, that means they're talking about it all the time. You just went to a 1 for me. You went from a 10 to a 1 because your life is more than that. It's more than that. So, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think the connotation of a conspiracy theorist is it's all negative.
Yeah.
It's all people are out to get them.
Yes, the paranoia,
they can't live their life because
Right,
they can't succeed in life because.
And no thank
But
you.
If it was, I guess it wouldn't be a conspiracy if it was a positive connotation, and I can't really think of a positive spin on
They don't
that.
usually go that way. It's usually fear mongering and all
I
that.
don't have time for that.
Carl spin. A 10!
I'm a
He's got a
10.
hottie.
All right, hottie. Oh, okay. So they're a 10, but they litter all the time.
Oh, I already know my answer.
What's your answer?
I just knocked your ass down to a 2. Because you cannot disrespect the earth that way.
Well,
And I'm going to go one level deeper because it's not just the earth, it's my children. And then maybe we'll have grandchildren someday. So F you if you're such a lazy MFer that you have to litter. I'm not putting up with it.
well, I have a different take.
He
on
does, of course.
it. So, if they were a 5 or a 4 and they littered all the time, I'm like, I don't have time. But they're a 10. So I keep a little broom and a little dustpan, and when they litter, I just go clean it up and then throw my arm around
That's a
them.
big fat lie because he doesn't even clean up after himself. Big fat lie.
True.
Big fat lie.
I just walk behind her and kick it off to the side and let someone else pick it up. I don't know what I do.
Your 5 wasn't it? Yeah, 5 was your answer. Was 5 your answer? Or
No,
did
that was if they were a 5, but they're a 10, and so what? They're gonna,
You can't have a pigs littering their crap all over the place, throwing things out of their car windows, and just leaving their trash, going to McDonald's and leaving their trash in the road, leaving it at the park on the ground. You can't have it.
But they're a 10.
Not in my eyes.
Okay.
They're a dick. Wow. That's what they are. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Beep.
What?
Oh my gosh, another 4.5, a neutral. Okay.
So, oh boy. All right. They're a 4. They're a 4, but they're a vegan.
Wow. You can't level them down.
No, I can't.
You have to level them up.
So why do we have to level them up?
Because our daughter is a vegan.
Yeah. So we're gonna.
So we're on team vegan because we have,
Yeah. So she's a 10.
Because we love our daughter. So we're gonna level them up to a 10.
That was easy. I can't eat nothing with
My
her.
turn. I mean, yes, you can.
Well, I can't have my pizza and pepperoni.
Well, if it was vegan, you could. She has vegan pizza all the time. I
It's made out
spun
of
a
tofu.
4, but they travel to high schools around the country as a motivational speaker. Okay, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's good. I think kids need motivation.
Yeah.
So I'm going to level you up. You're a 4. I'm going to give you a 6. You're now a 6. You're doing something positive in the world. I might even bump you up to a 7. You're hopefully impacting kids' lives in a positive way. So I'm gonna take you up to a 7.
Are they motivating them to take like a shop class or join band and
I don't know.
play rock and roll music?
Maybe. It just says, I mean, you can take that wherever you want. Carl.
Well, that would be my motivational speaking. But you know, if it's something positive to help get them on the right track, I'll say. Would you say 7?
I went to a 7. I think it's great.
I'll go to an 8 because I think it's even better.
He just wanted to one up me.
Yeah, pretty much.
He wouldn't normally do that. Okay, you spin, and then we'll wrap it up and go into our next segment.
Oh boy. What?
Oh, ouch! That's you.
All right.
Tell them what it is.
So it's a 1.5.
Yeah.
They're a 1.
They are a 1.5. Yes.
Oops.
Yes.
They're a 1.5, but this is me.
Oh.
They're great with their hands and can fix anything.
Oh, that does have value.
Yeah, it does.
That does
Saves
have
you money
value.
with the repairman.
It absolutely does. Yeah, I gotta take you to a 5. I gotta get you out of that low zone and get you to a 5. Sure.
So they're great with their hands.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
not only are they great with their hands,
Mhm.
they can fix anything.
Right.
So yeah, I'll go 5.
Yeah. They're magical. Yeah.
Magical hands.
Okay, Carl. So let's talk about the Comic-Con.
We did go to a Comic-Con here in Florida. It was a Tampa Convention Comic-Con.
Tampa Convention Center. Tampa Convention Center. Yes.
And I guess one of the biggest draws, the Flash was there from the TV show Flash, and several actors from that, as well as actors from everything else. It was the first time for us to go there. I kind of always wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
Secretly, I'm a little nerdy, so I think I always wanted to kind of go and check it out.
I never wanted to go.
But I don't know what my thoughts are. So in one respect, going there, so I guess to preface it, our son loves The Flash.
Yes.
So we did go, and Andrew did get to meet the actor that plays Flash.
Grant. I can't remember his last name, but I knew his first name's Grant.
Yeah. So he plays the TV Flash.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to surprise him, and we brought him. We went there for him to see The Flash.
Right.
And so it was kind of neat, on the one hand, to be able to go see people from TV shows that you watch.
Mm-hmm. That was cool.
This is kind of a blast from the past, but what's his name? Al from Tool Time?
Oh,
I can't
yes. Was it Al?
I don't know.
No, was it the guy over the fence? No, the helper.
The helper.
Yeah.
So you had
there.
Tim Allen, and then I can't believe I can't think of his
Tim
name.
Allen wasn't there, but the helper was
Right.
there. Was it Al?
Oh my God.
Maybe it was. Sorry, we can't remember the name.
Um,
If you know the name, just let us know.
This is horrible. Hang on a second. How can you do a podcast?
So when we went, I had never gone and didn't really know what to expect, although I did know that people do dress up in costume. And I will say this, it is an eyeful. And not all the way, oh, there he is.
Yeah.
What's his name?
So finish your
Oh,
thing.
sorry. Okay, it's an eyeful. And not always in the best way. It's not eye candy, okay? It's just an eyeful.
Yeah, and it's,
I love that you just picked your nose on camera. Yeah.
I love that you just pointed that out for
Yes.
everybody.
Yes.
So, going back to what I was saying,
Uh-huh.
I apologize to everybody that is a big fan of his, but Richard Karn,
Yes.
and he played Al Borland on Tool Time.
Yes.
He was there.
Yes.
And that's kind of a blast from the past.
Carl has not had his second cup of coffee.
Yeah, today's a 3-cupper.
It is. He's tired. He needs extra.
Yeah. But, so it was kind of cool. He literally was there. There wasn't a big line there, but he was very friendly. And, I literally walked right past his table as
You
well as
didn't
me.
really have to say there wasn't a big
I know.
line. You could have left that out.
I kind of felt bad for saying that.
Yeah.
But I guess the way it was set up, I was able to walk past a whole bunch of tables very, very close. And a lot of the people were there. He was the only one I recognized. There were some people from others.
Some artists there that create some of the.
But I thought it was kind of
cartoons
cool to
and
see
stuff.
him. And then, you know, when you went over to like the Flash, they had the Grant was there, a couple of the other characters, and they had literally lines going in circles throughout the whole building.
Long lines.
In that respect, to actually walk in and see these people in real life was kind of cool.
Yeah.
The reality of it was the crowds. It was
Yes.
just like so crowded.
It was.
It was just an absolute madhouse, and it was like literally like going to Disney World waiting to get on the most popular rides at the most popular times.
And honestly, not to be negative Nelly or anything like that, but there wasn't much seating actually. Like you go, you're going to stand all day.
Yeah, and you walk around, look at the vendors, look at the stuff.
And then to wait in line to go for Andrew's spot to go see Grant was very lengthy. Yeah, that was very lengthy. I mean, I guess it is what it is. You know, he's a famous guy.
Yeah.
So it's going to be what it's going to be. But yeah, it was quite lengthy.
You kind of plan your day around waiting to be able to meet him.
And it was our first time, so we didn't really troubleshoot anything. Now, like if we were going to ever do it again, I think I'd have like a plan in place.
Right. Get in line a lot earlier.
Yeah, get in line a lot earlier.
We kind of waited a little too long to get in line.
And they said don't get in line early, so we waited till they said for us to get in line, and then it was like super long. It was kind of crazy. So it wasn't. I don't think as far as that goes, it wasn't the most organized thing. But you know, it's a lot of people, so
it's a lot of people.
What are you gonna do?
And here's the thing: everybody is there for a reason, whether it's there for their kid or it's there for themselves, and they want to see these particular people. So everybody's excited to see this particular person.
Yes.
And it, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it's expensive to actually pay for the picture
It
or
is.
the autograph, whatever you can do.
They get you in and out like within 10 seconds. Like there's no chit chat with your guy.
It's like about a second and a half. But
which was a little bit disappointing. I would have liked for Andrew to be able to just
say hi.
Say hi to him,
right,
you know.
Right.
But his manager, I guess it's probably his manager, she was moving people through very, very quickly.
Yeah.
You know?
So he got to go in and just.
But he loved it.
He was smiles from ear to ear.
He was just on a high for the rest of the day, for the next couple days.
Yeah. It was like meeting his idol.
Yes.
You know,
which was very cool for him. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's truly you wait in line, and then it's like, oh wow, this is the person. And it's like, click next.
Yep. Yeah, it's quicker than Christmas dinner. You spend all that time making your holiday dinner, and then it's over before you know it. But I will say there was many costumes. There was an Doc there, which was Doc Ock, which was pretty cool. But I think my favorite, because it was done so well, was Granny and Tweety Bird and Sylvester. This woman had a costume that was utter perfection.
She literally looked like the cartoon Granny.
She absolutely did.
And she was pushing around a bird cage on a pedestal with wheels.
Yes.
Tweety was in the bird cage.
Yes.
And Sylvester was at the bottom trying to climb up.
Yes, it was so good. And so I guess what I didn't realize, I just figured Comic-Con it's going to be all superheroes. And there was a lot of superheroes.
Yeah.
But there was also everything else.
Yeah.
Which that surprised me. I didn't know.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, we're totally not into anime. So there were people dressed up in anime and all that. And I'm not even sure what that is, but, you know, cartoon characters, whatever that is.
There was everything. Honestly, there was everything. So if you want to be able to dress up before Halloween, go to a Comic-Con.
Yes, and live out some kind of fantasy with all those other people.
Yes, you could literally dress up as anything.
Yeah.
And nobody thinks anything about it. Nobody thinks twice.
So Joanne wants to go next year, and she's going to dress up as
Catwoman.
Catwoman.
Why wouldn't I dress up as Catwoman? I mean, she's the best.
Okay.
What should I dress up as? If you
I
were going to say dress up as something, what would you?
I have no idea.
What would I dress up as?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So I'm just.
What would you
dress
up as then?
I'm picturing Catwoman. I just got distracted.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would dress up.
Batman.
Oh, good. Okay.
Of course.
I gotta look there. So apparently I'm
Batman and Catwoman. What do you guys think? Like, right? Obviously.
So the '60s Batman.
Yes.
Or the newer ones.
No, '60s Batman, '60s Catwoman.
What about Batgirl and Batman?
What's Batgirl?
From the '60s Batman. Wasn't there a Batgirl? She had the little motorcycle.
Oh, maybe that was like later.
Yeah, we're boring all the younger people on this now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Sorry.
Moving on. All right. Anything else about Comic-Con?
No, it was just so. I will say this: And not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but there's some people that wear costumes and they look awesome.
Yes, they look fantastic.
There's some people that put on costumes, and Lord, I don't know if they have a mirror in their house, but
They
you
do
know,
not.
they're having fun and living their dreams.
They're
so
having fun. They're having fun.
we'll leave it at
And
that.
so we all have to embrace it.
Yeah,
right?
so they're having fun. I guess that's the whole point of being there. To live out some kind
Yeah.
of.
Some of them you don't want to really look too close at, but they're having a good time.
They're having a good time.
So, you know.
So, anyways, all right.
So we're going to do a little improv now, and our producer Amanda, her suggestions today were
Foot doctor?
or rat trap,
Well,
or we could do both. But
both.
we had some. Should we go rat or mouse? Okay, we'll go rat. We had some rats in our attic.
Well, we didn't really know if they were rats, but we heard rustling in the attic, and we throughout the day you hear rustle, 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 a little scratch, scratch. So we knew we had to do something to try to put an end to that.
So we climbed up into the attic and we set some traps.
And I had both the old-fashioned spring trap, and then I found this new one, this battery-operated one that's electrified. And so, as I was in the attic, I was trying to bait it with some bait, and I used a butter knife to put the bait in the back of the trap, and I shocked myself.
Mm-hmm. And he did, and he fell out of the attic.
Well, almost fell out of the attic. So I fell down literally to my shoulders. So my armpits, the rafters were holding me up, and the bottom of my body was hanging and dangling down through the ceiling. And I didn't know what to do at that point.
He was screaming for me to grab the ladder, which he somehow couldn't find with his feet because his body had adjusted. And so I got the ladder and put it under him, and I thought that he would put his foot in the right place.
But I kept feeling my foot, and I ended up kicking you in the face.
And I fell down and passed out. And then he was still dangling, having a hard time finding the ladder.
And so there I was, just dangling, thinking, what am I going to do? And so I'm screaming and yelling for help. And the more I screamed, I saw these glowing eyes in the dark spot of the attic staring at me.
And then he noticed that it was frothing at the mouth and coming towards him.
It started off slowly and kind of was walking towards me, and then its tail went up in the air, and it started moving faster and faster, coming towards me.
And it bit him on the nose.
and I fell out of the attic, and there I...
On top of me.
On top of Joanne. And there we were, both passed out on the floor, and the rat is looking down at us through the hole, laughing. The end.
The end.
End scene.
Well, I have perfect feet, so I don't have to go to the foot doctor, so I'm laying this one on Carl. So Carl had to go to the foot doctor one day. Yeah, why did you have to go to the foot doctor? Because you got your foot stuck up someone's... The end.
End scene. That one's a little hard. I don't even know what to say.
We said it. This is the end of today's episode. We hope that you will join us again next week. Our plan is to have an episode every Wednesday.
And we hope you guys follow along with us.
Yeah.
On this journey of learning how to podcast and just having
Yes,
fun.
it's true.
All right, and cue the music. Goldilocks. No, good.
And the silver fox.
Bye, friends.
Bye, friends.
Goldilocks and the silver fox.